Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to set up your elasticity questions in Excel. So again, the benefit for doing this is that once you set it up one time, for all the future questions, all you're going to do is just change the initial numbers. The Excel formula will give you the answer automatically, okay? So let's, now remember there are three types of elasticities. We have the elasticity of demand, the price elasticity, and we'll also have the cross price elasticity. And lastly, we have the income elasticity. So we're going to do each one of this. Okay, so first, so let's do example. Let's say for the elasticity for demand, so price elasticity of demand. So let's say we have P1, P2, and then we'll have Q1 and then Q2. Now, I'm going to put some random numbers in here. So let's say we have 10, 15, and this would be 25 and 20. All right, so remember the formula for this. This would be the elasticity of demand equals to the percentage change in the quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in prices. And make sure you have the absolute value. So it's always positive. All right, so first we're going to do is to find out what is our percentage change in quantity. So this is the midpoint method. Remember we did the difference between the 2 points divided by the average, right? So I'm going to do, so start with equal sign. Always start with equal sign because everything after equal sign, you are telling Excel says, hey, look at the formula after equal sign. That's what the formula is, right? So start with equal sign. And I'm going to do the difference between 2 points. So I'm going to do Q2 minus Q1. Now notice I didn't type the number, but I click on the number. The benefit for doing that is that once you link the cell to the input cell of P1, P2, Q1, Q2, we're going to keep the same formula. And for all the future questions, all we're going to do is to change the numbers in P1, P2, Q1, Q2. Your answer will come out automatically, right? So, and then divided by, let's say we have double parentheses, so the average. So Q1 plus Q2 and divided by 2. All right, so that's our percentage change in quantity. And then next, the percentage change in price. So again, start with parentheses, start with equal sign. So open parentheses. Do we do Q1 minus Q2? Right, okay, so Q2 minus Q1. Make sure keep it consistent, right? So I have Q2 minus Q1. So for prices, same thing. There will be P2 minus P1. So P2 minus P1 divided by double parenthesis open, P2 plus P1, and divided by 2. All right, and then last step, our elasticity, or the price elasticity of demand. So this equals to, now we're looking for the absolute value, so type in ABS, stand for absolute value, and then open parenthesis, changing quantity divided by the changing price. And that's our price elasticity for demand. Now we want the answer in 2 decimal places. So right click, format cell, and then give me numbers in 2 decimals. So the answer is 0.56. Okay, so once you set it up, that's it. And then for all the future questions, all you're going to do, change numbers here, right? So let's say for the next question, we have 8 and 12. And then we have, I don't know, 7 and 5. Notice the answer below change automatically, right? So that's the benefit for doing this, okay? So that's the price elasticity for demand. And then for the cross price. For the cross price elasticity, it's a very similar formula to the one before, but the only difference is we're going to use the, so this equals to the percentage change in quantity of good A divided by the percentage change in the price of good B. Now, do not take absolute value, right? So now we're still gonna do the percentage change in quantity, right? So remember the difference, change in quantity. So the difference divided by the average. So just like before, so if you compare the cross price elasticity to the regular price elasticity for demand, the only difference is that for the price elasticity for demand at the end, we take an absolute value. That's where the ABS come from. But for the regular, for the cross price elasticity, do not take absolute value because we care about the signage. Okay. So, and then lastly, for the income elasticity, this is equals to the percentage change in our quantity divided by the percentage change in income. So again, it's very similar to the one we did before. The only thing we changed is that instead of doing prices, we're going to use income instead. And also for the income elasticity, we care about the signage. So do not take absolute value, right? So remember, for the three elasticity here, only for the first price elasticity for demand, take absolute value. For everything else, we're going to keep the signage because the positive or negative make a huge difference, okay? And that's why you need to keep your number consistent. So notice how for my quantity here, I use the Q2 minus Q1. So when you guys do the prices, do the same thing. That will be P2 minus P1, right? So make sure which number comes first or second. For the price elasticity for demand, it doesn't matter. We take absolute value. But for the cross price, for the income elasticity, we care about the signage. So make sure Q1 minus Q2, then you're gonna have P1 minus P2. So they're consistent with the orders. Okay. All right, guys. So that's it for this video. Have any question, let me know, and then good luck on your homework quizzes. Okay. Bye bye.